My name's Mark Wyatt. I'm raising a family on Salt Spring. I've got 2 boys in Fernwood School. I'm pretty active in the community. I've been a volunteer firefighter for going on 9 years, part-time paramedic. I also run a business. I produce events, not on Salt Spring, but pretty much everywhere else in the world. And I've seen our community in a bit of a decline over the last few years. I was at Co-op gas station a couple of weeks ago and I ran into a friend of mine. He's about 27 years old. He's lived on Salt Spring his whole life. And he told me, this kind of hit home, he's leaving the island because he feels that we've lost our sense of community. And I think that comes from a lot of the divisiveness that's happening because our governance really isn't open in terms of everybody having a voice. I'm firmly committed, despite what some people up here might say, to preserving and protecting this environment. I think all of the candidates are. I think everybody in this room is. We all feel, as the community does, that the beauty here is something to be cherished and fostered. But how we go about doing that is something else. I feel there are basically 3 main things we need to fulfill this mandate. We need a healthy environment, one that we value and foster. Of course, we need to preserve and protect the natural environment, but we also have to focus on the social, the economic, the cultural, and the physical aspects of our environment. We need a healthy community, one that is free of divisiveness. Divisiveness that arises from fears and misunderstanding, and it also arises from issues such as regulatory overreach that we saw embodied, for example, in the RAR bylaw, which went far too far. This can probably be achieved through open and transparent government. We need full community involvement, and not just from a select few. And I would go on for about another 3 minutes, but my time is up. So I'm just going to say one more thing. If you elect George and I, we won't be the voice of the Islands Trust to Salt Spring. We will be the voice of Salt Spring to the Islands Trust. Thank you. A lot of great ideas, and they all have merit. I think one of the biggest black marks in our community in a long time has been when Salt Spring Coffee left the island. And we're a green community. We have some of the greenest regulations in Canada, but we can go a lot further to developing a deep green economy and encouraging business to come back to Salt Spring, not necessarily Salt Spring Coffee, but I would think that there are a lot of talented islanders who may want to start businesses on Salt Spring, but are pretty afraid of the process. I mean, 7 years and 400,000, 15 months for Mickey and 175,000, 3 economic studies just to be told at the end of that whole process, after he had developed what would have been one of the greenest companies on the planet, that it just doesn't feel right and we're afraid of urban sprawl. That killed Salt Spring in terms of economic development around the world and left a black mark that it's going to take us years to recover from. I'd like us to start working towards encouraging deep green businesses on Salt Spring to come here and thrive and help us to create opportunities for families and young people to live and work and build careers here. I'm concerned about where we're going to be in 10, 20 years if some things don't change on Salt Spring Island. I think I mentioned earlier, a lot of my friends have already left. Other people are thinking about doing it because it's a tough place to raise kids. And we need to do more for young families. We need to somehow find ways to build more affordable housing, transition towards a deep green economy that can create opportunities for young people in careers. As a community, we can do better. I want to live in a community that we can be proud of. I'd like to see our downtown revitalized with a lot of shops. We need a boardwalk that runs all the way around. We need sidewalks downtown. Our community is ready for a change, one that restores balance, and George Grams and I will do everything in our power to achieve it. On November 19th, please vote for George and I. Thank you.